My name is Gasia, Mikaelian, and I'm coming to you through KTVU Fox 2 News serving the San Francisco Bay Area. Today we're talking about seeing the light at the end of the pandemic tunnel and how it can actually be a little bit anxiety causing for many. I'm so happy to welcome Dr. Margaret Cochran to the discussion. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
You're a mental health expert, Dr. Cochran, and it's interesting because when I think about the end of the pandemic, in some ways it does feel closer than ever before. In some ways, I
Mhm.
feel great. In other ways, I think, oh no, it's like my first day at a new high school. So I'm feeling a little anxious as well.
Well, the motto is I survived. You know how they make those t-shirts, I survived this or I survived that?
Right.
Well, when you go back to high school, you can wear your t-shirt proudly, I survived. And one of the rules about survival is you do whatever you have to do to survive in the most constructive way possible. And sometimes that means not complying with all those resolutions you made. Oh, I'm going to change my hair color. Oh, I'm going to learn acrobatics. Oh, I'm going to do this or that. But what you actually did was take good care of yourself, take good care of your family, take good care of the people you loved. And there is no greater accomplishment than that.
Yeah, I remember back in the beginning, I think in the summer before this current school year started, we had a big Zoom call with my son's elementary school principal. And she said, the goal for this school year is for our children to be happy and healthy. She's like, I'm not looking
Yes.
for anybody to, master geometry or, learn a new language. She's like, that's our goal, happy and healthy. And if we come out of this and the children need a little bit of extra help on the back end, that's fine. Do you agree with that happy and healthy goal?
I absolutely do. And I am a former educator. I come from that world. And I can tell you that no matter what, that's the most important thing because happy, healthy children can learn anything.
Yeah.
But whatever it is that we need to learn, we can always make that up. What we can't fix is broken hearts and hurt egos.
Yeah. What do you think about all the concerns that I've heard from parents about if I send my child back to school, will he or she be safe? Children don't really understand. It's not going to be school like it used to be. For me, I can't wait to get back into my newsroom, but I tell myself it's not going to be the newsroom that it was a year ago. So I'm
Mhm.
anxious about, well, how will it be different? What will be different? Will that special sauce that made us such a great news family still be there because we've all been apart for almost a year?
Absolutely, it will. Love is love. It doesn't go away, and it isn't diminished by absence. There will be some different protocols, of course, in terms of distancing and other things, but you still have your love for one another, your sense of humor, super important sense of humor in the midst of all this stuff going on. And the tricky part for kids will be keeping their masks on.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you think people should think about the eventual end of the pandemic? Some people are predicting, like the roaring 20s back in the 1920s. Some people are predicting that now, saying we're going to take the vacations, we're going to eat the steak dinners, we're going to, buy the expensive bottles of champagne. Other people say, I'm still cutting a piece of paper towel in half because I remember when I couldn't find any at the store.
Yes. Well, it will be a little bit like the end of the Great Depression when people are worried about resources and things. But if we remember that life is a place of plenty, it is not a place of paucity. There's always more love and more time and more innovation to go around. And this pandemic, the horror of it, has given us an opportunity, if we choose to take it, to make some amazing, miraculous changes in the world that will make our lives much better.
Yeah. It's interesting when you said that this world is a place of plenty. I'm very conscious because we report the numbers of new unemployment claims or businesses closing or people who don't have, work life as it used to be. But I always tell myself that it's not always about the money. And certainly money gives you a cushion, right? To not cause you to worry about where's my next meal coming from? If my child gets sick, can I take her to the doctor? But there are ways that you can feel rich even when that money isn't pouring into the bank account like it used to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Money gives us some freedom and some safety, as you say, but it doesn't give us joy or happiness. And that's not in any way to dispute the fact that people have suffered greatly in this pandemic, economically. But a lot of it is because, unfortunately, the world is split. a good chunk of the world does live in plenty and knows their opportunities, and I could remake myself or do whatever I need to do to be okay. And then there's a good chunk of the world that lives in paucity, thinking there's not enough. So if, things start to go south a little bit, then what I need to do is cut staff rather than, okay, let's see what else we can do to keep our people on board.
Yeah.
So that tension between those two ways of looking at the world can create some chaos from time to time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think we're all looking at our own personal situations now. And I was at my parents' house just visiting, on the front porch. Like I said, they're in their mid 70s, and they happened to find a horseshoe that we got, 30 years ago when we went to an old California, like an old West gold miners town. And so
Mhm.
I was always taught that whenever you display a horseshoe, you display it like this with the ends pointing up to catch all the good luck. And my dad said,
That's right.
no, no, no. He says, I'm displaying it down so the good luck can pour out and surround the home. Now, look, I do not disagree with my dad ever on anything, right? But I thought, what a nice explanation, and how nice that he was able to put the horseshoe with the points facing down so that the good luck could pour out and surround the home and the community. So to me, that showed he actually has something in here that he can give, right? Whereas I'm like, I need all the good feelings for myself. He was like, let's share them.
Oh, that's well said. Well, that's true. Love is multiplicative, not divisionary. The more you have, the more you get. It's amazing stuff, love. And if we remember that, then we know that it's okay, reasonable, and a good thing to ask for help. A lot of people struggle with that. It's not okay. It's a sign of weakness. It's not at all. Because remember the times that you've given to others. It was a gift from your heart to theirs, and how good that felt. Why would you deny someone else the opportunity to have that good feeling back toward you?
Right, right. I wish that you and I had connected 10 and a half years ago, right before I had my second child, because my first son was about a year and a half years old, and he was perfect. And I thought, how will I ever love another child? Because I already have the perfect child. And in the beginning, you're worried about there's only one of me and there's two of them, and they both need a new diaper and they're both hungry, right? And you're so caught up in the how do I manage? But, you know, there are times that I feel like my heart is going to explode because I look at them and I think, two healthy children, what more is there in life? And it's true about, my heart grew three sizes that day. I kind of needed that message sooner than it actually got through my thick skull.
hmm Well, most parents actually have that reaction to their second child. Oh my gosh, is there enough left to go around? Will I be able to do this?
Right.
But you know what? Your heart does grow three sizes, seven sizes, 10 sizes.
Oh,
And that's true for embracing people at the workplace, in your community. The person, down the street you'd never met before who maybe needs a little help now and again. It enriches your life and makes it something worth living every day.
and it's true what you said about you're helping, the new neighbor who just moved in with a little wave and a hello, but you're also, I mean, ultimately, you are the one reaping the benefits as well.
Absolutely. It's a win-win situation, rather like our animal companions, which bring so much love and joy to many people. And we found that even people's lives are prolonged if they have an animal in the home. It can help with depression, anxiety, mental illness of all kinds, and just day-to-day feeling fantastic.
That
Why?
unconditional love.
Because when we touch them, we release something called oxytocin, which is a feel-good hormone, and that makes us feel bonded and close and good and warm. And by the way, the animal releases it as well if it's a mammal, and so they get lots of love and feel good kinds of feelings.
I love it. I love it. And so finally, Dr. Cochran, is there anything online you can point our viewers to who might want to learn more about what you're saying?
Yes, drcochran.com.
Okay. Well, thank you again for joining us.
I'll thank you for having me. Be safe and be well.